Okay, so in our first installment of the Power Hour series, we were just trying to arrive at that place where we were setting a mental space and an actual physical space in our lives. And why were we doing that? Because we're actually setting up this space to dial in on ourselves, or to commune with our true spirit and our true nature, mentally and physically. And how do we do that? Well, we've got to be in a space that really aids us in just dialing in on ourselves. It's free of distraction. We know that when we go there, we're dialing in on ourselves. Okay? So that was our first installment. Our second installment, we were actually talking about implementing some tools that would help us dial in on ourselves. So when we're in that physical, in that mental space, what are some things that we could be doing or bringing along in that journey to help us plan and seek out what matters most to us? That's what we're talking about, our notepads, our growth journals, our calendars, our whiteboards, all that stuff, okay? And then our third installment, where once we were actually talking about once we're in that space, well, what do? Well, we need to develop our intention. We need to think about what we need or what we want out of the power hour for that day. And again, this is a practice. This is something that's a lifelong journey that we're doing daily. So as our needs change, as all these circumstances outside of our lives change, it's awesome to dial in and ask ourselves, well, what do I need out of this practice today? What do I want out of this practice today? I'm really trying to make my life better, so what do I need out of this? And setting an intention based off that need or that want. Okay? So that was our third installment. Today we're in our fourth and final installment of this Power Hour series. And now that we've been able to identify the intention or the need or the want for the practice that day, I want to talk about the how. And what are some things that we can actually do that would help us execute or become more conscious and aware of our intention. Okay? So that's what we're going to talk about and do today. It's really exciting. I'm excited. So let's keep ripping on this journey, you guys. And I'm really hoping that you're starting to feel some positive momentum building. And why is that positive momentum building? It's because intention's in the air, and because you're starting to identify what matters most to you, and we're starting to go after that. We're starting to make our life decisions based off what matters most to us. And that's why this is powerful. Okay, so let's keep going. You guys are doing really good. You are, I can feel it. Feels good in this body. So hopefully it feels good in your body too. Okay, let's keep going. Here we go. So we're in the fourth part of our Power Hour series. So yeah, I just like taking the time in those first three installments just to talk about that, how this comes together, right? Really want this to make sense for you guys. So what we've done is in our third installment, we're setting the intention, or we're identifying what our need or want is out of our practice today. Okay? And the practice is the Power Hour, right? Where we're setting aside this time for ourselves to just dial in on ourselves. Whether it is actually an hour, 3 hours, 15 minutes, whatever. But it's creating that space for you to do you. Okay? And so now we've developed the intention in our last section. I want to know how. And that's what I'm going to really encourage you guys to write, or just to sit back and think on and reflect on, is how. So based off my intention, based off my want, my need for my life today, what can I do this week? Or what can I do today that would have me working towards my why, my intention? I want to make my to-do list or the things that I want to get accomplished today, I want it to be based off my intention or what's most valuable to me. So that's what I'm challenging you guys with today is to sit back and to think, or to develop, once this is over, is just to make a to-do list or however you want, but I want that list to be based off your intention and what's most valuable to you in this life. And I'm keeping this super broad because I want you guys to develop and adapt this to your own life and whatever feels good to you. The most valuable thing here is we're just trying to develop the habit or the behaviors that has us time blocking this time for ourselves. Right? We're developing our practice. Want to get better at golf? Okay, I'm chipping and putting for 2 hours at, Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, Thursday morning. There's no difference to what we're doing here is we're setting up a time for our own personal practice. Because the most valuable thing that we can do as humans is spend time with ourselves. Above any financial elements or other things in life, we have to give ourselves time. Time to ponder and question one's life. Time to reflect back on things that we've done or how we want to change, what we want to grow towards. Because when we're giving ourselves the time, the ideas and the thoughts, they're there, they come out. But it's really hard for those ideas and thoughts to come out when we're constantly on the move and we're on our phone and we're at work and we're with the family and we're doing all these things that kind of just puts our own intention on the back burner. So if we give ourselves time, good stuff starts to happen. Positive momentum begins to build. And it begins to build because you're identifying what you want out of this life, and you're making plans, and your daily actions reflect what you want most out of this life. And that's intentional. And when I'm doing intentional things, that's when I feel powerful. So above all else, I just want you guys to give yourselves time. Let's just see where it goes from there. So thank you for taking time in this little course that will hopefully have you feeling good and have you dialing in on you. All right, guys, I feel good. I wrote down Power Hour series. I looked at my journal thing this morning, July 3rd. Here I am, August 11th, and it's happening. So I do feel good. And I want the same thing for you guys. That's a heel click thing I just did. I want you guys to feel my excitement.